Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Shavi Bhardwaj. I hope you are happy and healthy and trying to make your life better even in the smallest way possible. So this was week 2 of me showing up for myself, and I'm not gonna lie, this was a bit of a slower week, involved new lessons and did actually change my perspective towards life yet again, but in a very, very positive way, because this week was also the London Marathon week. Well, let's talk about how my week was first, and then we go into the London Marathon thing, because it was on Sunday. I have a lot to speak about it. So this week was slow. Monday and Tuesday I was basically just at work 9 to 6, just working. Well, I do work with kids, so sometimes it gets a bit draining. I love working with them, but because I think I was in that phase of my life where I was already exhausted a bit inside of my body and my brain, that the work also kind of drained me a lot more than usual this week. So Monday and Tuesday I was just basically in working the full-time thing, and then Wednesday was my day off. Well, I realized for Monday, Tuesday, the most exciting thing was my lunchtime, because I meal prep for myself. I made spinach rice. Before you come at me, it was lovely. And you just basically make rice separately, fry some veggies separately, fry spinach, and just make it like basically blend it. And then when you are frying rice, you put that blended spinach in it and you fry it, and then you add tofu. I added tofu, but you can add paneer as well to it, and they taste delicious, and they are very healthy, good in protein, fiber, and everything you need, basically nutrients, because spinach is healthy. So I'm focusing on getting healthier diets. So I loved my lunch, and that actually brought that comfort. The entire time I'm feeling exhausted, and then my lunch would come and I have my delicious meal and I feel more energized. So I loved that, and I realized that meal prep is something that works for me. So now I'm trying new recipes and I'm trying to make new healthier things, so that I'm intentional about what I'm eating. If you have some recipes, do share with me, because I would love to try those, and you can drop them in the comment below. And basically I would love to do it because it's my new hobby. I'm just trying new recipes for my meal preps, which is healthier and is easy to make and a bit quicker to make, of course. So yeah, and then I told Wednesday was my off. So that day was very productive. I recorded YouTube video, I edited some of the videos, I did my assignments, I did some of Nirja work, and I was just like working like a full-time corporate girly for the entire day, and I felt very extremely productive. And I went for a run in the evening, and I did cook another batch of meal prep. So I did a meal prep for 2 days on Sunday, and then I did a meal prep on Wednesday for the rest of the 2 days, because I knew the Wednesday was off for me. So I didn't want to have like the meal prep for the entire week when I know I do have the time to again do it and make something interesting for myself. Well, I'm trying and I'm wanting to include oats and more fruits in my diet, but I am still figuring that out, how I can fit it in my food routine, because I'm also trying to maintain my current weight and actually lose like 3 to 4 kgs more. But yeah, that's something I'll figure out with time. And then Thursday and Friday was again full working days for me, and Thursday was testing me. I mean, that was the most exhausting day of the week. And then Friday I came back from work a bit earlier, I did my laundry, I cleaned the entire room top to bottom and made it clean as much as I could. Well, people who know me do know that me and cleaning my room is not really my thing, I would say. But now, as I have started living away from my mom and I've started living by myself, it actually does bring me a lot of peace to clean my room, and I feel a bit more organized, because organized room means organized thoughts. That's what successful people say, so we are following them. Yeah. And about Saturday, I got my period. So it was one of those days. So my first days is basically very, very painful, and then it gets better. It genuinely does get better after my first day. But it was one day after so long that I had nothing to do. It was a Saturday, I was off, and I had literally, like, of course I had my plans that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to do an entire to-do list, but it was an off day, and I took it as a sign that this is my day to finally rest. So I literally stayed in my bed for the entire day. But it was still productive, but just in different aspects of life. It was just me in my pain, lying on bed for the entire day. I had my food and I lied on my bed again. Well, I did some assignments. I completed one entire unit of my assignments, and after that I did listen to podcasts, and while doing my assignments I was listening to podcasts. So about mind, it was a productive day because I kept listening to good things and new things and learning new things. And then I did realize that when I recently, when I newly moved to London, basically I was listening to bhajans the entire time. Every day of every month, I would just, whenever I get the time, I would play them and just put it in my room and listen to it the entire time. And as life progressed and my course completed, I kind of somewhere stopped doing it. And I think the part of me which I felt was lost, or the part where I was feeling, oh, I'm lost in some aspects, I don't know what I'm doing, I felt it was because I stopped doing what I was doing, which was kind of directing me towards a good direction. So Saturday, I listened to all the bhajans. I took my own sweet time to listen to everything I used to, and I felt a bit more connected with myself, and it was lovely. Honestly, I loved it. And then I had my own journaling time. I journaled a bit, and that was my Saturday. It was productive in different things, and I did realize that resting should not always make you feel guilty. Like me, since as a child, has been living in circumstances where I'm always on the go, and I feel like I need to do everything right now. I can't sit free. I need to be on go all the time. And then there comes this time when you have the privilege and you feel, oh my god, I can rest, and I feel tired, so maybe I should rest. But then your brain keeps telling you, and it feels like you're doing something wrong, and it feels guilty, and basically coming out of survival mode makes you feel this way, if that makes sense. But I feel that this change in my life of moving countries did made me understand that when you are out of survival mode, you have time for yourself. You have days when you don't feel 100%. You have days when you feel like, oh my god, all I need to do is sleep. And it is okay, because even the richest of rich, even the most successful people do take their time out to rest, to refresh their minds, and it genuinely is okay to rest. There's nothing to feel guilty about. So anybody out there who still feels guilty while resting, I think you need to change your mind, and I think you need to challenge your mind to accept that you are okay. It is okay, and of course not to a level where you're just lying down in your bed and doing nothing for days. That's something questionable again. But taking one day off is okay. You can't just keep on the go and then exhaust yourself and then still keep going until you realize that, oh my god, I'm in just a doomed circle of life where I don't know what's happening anymore. I think resting gives you clear perspective, changed visions, and more time for your brain to recover from the work you have done so that you get new, fresh energy to do more and better work. Now, let's talk about Sunday. So, Sunday, me and Zach went to support London Marathon. So, the plan was to go to the starting line and see everyone, literally everyone there, from the beginning, the disabled people, till the end, the last running person. Well, we did that. We reached there at 9:05 and we saw everybody, literally everybody, as we thought. But later on, we got to know that there were 3 starting lines and we did miss a lot of people. So basically, London Marathon is a huge thing because 60,000 people take part in it and it's huge. It's literally insane. And you'll see from elites till the oldest people running a marathon. There is no half marathon, it's just full 42.2 kilometers, 26 something miles, and everybody just running for the same distance. It is insane, insanely motivating, insanely inspiring, and I can't even tell you what I felt like. It was amazing. Well, we saw, when the disabled people started off, they were elites initially, and oh my god, they were so fast, like you wouldn't believe me. It was all their arm strength and they were so fast. Honestly, I had tears in my eyes at that point of time. I'm not lying. It was very emotional for me. I don't know why, but anyway, whenever I go to support any running thing, I do have tears in my eyes because it shows how many different reasons people are running for, and everybody's just running and proving something that day. So then came the elites, and by the way, this London Marathon has witnessed the history. There are 2 people who broke the previous world record of completing a marathon in less than 2 hours. Can you believe that? So the previous world record was made by Eliud Kipchoge, if I'm pronouncing it right, and he made a private course to complete that marathon, and everybody was just supporting him to complete the marathon under 2 hours in Vienna, Austria, and he did it, of course, because he trained for it, and it was a private course. Still inhuman, because scientists previously, years ago, have said that no human physically would ever be made that can do a marathon, run a marathon distance under 2 hours. It was impossible, but he did it, even though on a private course. Amazing, hats off to him, in 2019. But this year, not on a private course, on a proper London Marathon course, 2 people broke that record. So the 2 elites who were running, Sebastian Save and Yomif Kejava, and the second person was Yomif Kejilcha, if I'm pronouncing it right. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not good at pronunciations clearly. They broke the record. The fact that they broke it at 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds on a London Marathon course. It is huge and insane. And the fact that Yomif is actually not a long distance runner. It was his debut doing a marathon, his first marathon in life, and he breaks the record. Like, wow, it was insane, and we witnessed that history. Oh my god. Well, that, and then we saw so many old people running, so many young people running. There was an 18-year-old girl to an 81-year-old woman who did this marathon. It was insane. I loved the experience. I genuinely loved seeing people running that marathon that day. It was insane. I keep saying it because it was. I'm sorry. There's no other word to really define that feeling. So basically what me and him was doing was reading all the names on their like t-shirts of whatever it said, and we were just taking their names and trying to motivate them, like, go on Alex, you can do it, you got this. So after the beginning line, where the marathon began, we went to central London exactly at 38 kilometers, basically where they were finishing off 38 kilometers, so there's just 4.2 kilometers left. So we went there to motivate them. We were just running, we were just yelling their names and motivating them. And trust me, we made so many people run. Some people were just walking, and then we yelled their names and we're like, you got this, just 4 more kilometers left, and they started running. It was such an amazing feeling. And to be fair, it did made me want to run a marathon. Not this year, definitely next year, but I think I am gonna run a marathon. Hopefully London Marathon next year, because I signed up for the ballet. If I cannot get in through the ballet, I might go through charity, and I would love to run a London Marathon, because it would be the dream marathon to run in between the Tower Bridge, my favorite area by the way. I just want to do it. So I made up my mind and I was like, okay, we are running a marathon next year. Yeah. So I'm going to sign up for it soon and start preparing it. From I think October or November this year, so that I have enough time, and I'm realistically aiming it to finish it under 5 hours. Well, now I'm seeing it online on internet, so I am gonna do it. Yeah, this was my week 2. I know it was slow and it wasn't me doing everything all the time, but I still did a lot of things. I did a lot of reading as well, which I forgot to mention. I'm about to finish my book Psycho-Cybernetics, just 1 chapter to go. And yeah, it was a lovely week, and I just cannot forget the experience that I had on Sunday and the amount it motivated me. So yeah, this was it for this week, and I will see you next Sunday next week with the updates on week 3. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my video. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.